Greetings, guys and gals. Thanks for tuning in again right here on Hook, Singer. I'm your host and resident singing fisherman, Bob Sellers. Today I'm headed to do a little river fishing on the Black Warrior River, Home Lake over in Stream East Tuscaloosa. Maybe try some finesse fishing up against the walls and that sort of thing. Maybe even a little Ned rig or drop shot. Maybe even throw a chatterbait. Hey, I'll throw everything I got, see if I can catch fish. But you come along with me and you can see as well. Stay tuned. Hey, would you do me a huge favor? Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button to like this video. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that and ring that bell for notifications. You'll never miss an episode right here on Hook, Line, and Singer. Thanks so much, guys. Well, one thing I really like about this spot is there's some of the prettiest fishing places around right here at the boat ramp. So this is where I'm going to first try it. Going to start out with what I typically start out with because it's just one of my favorite baits to fish. That's just a single bladed white spinnerbait. This is the Red Man spinnerbait with the original or live rubber skirts. It has great action in the water, and I've actually got a video dedicated solely to this Red Man spinnerbait. I'll click right there to see that. Well, I've come all around this bend here with the white spinnerbait, and I never had a strike. So, am I to just say that there's not any fish here? I know better. I know better. It's perfect, beautiful water, ideal habitat right here at the boat ramp. That's where so many fish are released at the end of the day, be it tournaments, people having fish in their live well and then decide not to keep them. I know there are fish here, but I haven't had a strike on that spinnerbait, so I'm going to switch to something else and see if I don't get different results. I think the first thing I will try is a crankbait. It has become awful windy on this side of the lake, so I'm going to the other one. Now that is fun. Nothing quite like that. What a gorgeous little fish. Pretty bluegill. I'm just using a little bitty tiny nymph, kind of red and white. I've got a fast snap on there. I just throw that out there, and when I can see it, I just wait for it to disappear. Otherwise, just pull it along and set the hook when you feel resistance. It's doing good so far. This is so fun. I can't describe how much fun that is. Well, I'll be. That was a decent little bass. Had him on, but he came off. Spinnerbait. Little green sunfish on a popper on the fly rod. Isn't that a pretty thing? Those are gorgeous. In the first chapter of Ecclesiastes, I think the wisest man that ever lived, Solomon, wrote, "The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." Down in verse 15 it says, "That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered." Is Solomon talking about the internet? Is Solomon talking about electricity, indoor plumbing, fiber optics? No. Solomon means right and wrong. There's nothing new under the sun. What was sin still is sin and will always be sin. That which is crooked cannot be made straight. Remember that in your daily walk. I hope and pray it's a daily walk with Christ. What was sin is sin and will always be sin. What separates us from God? Sin. Sin and falling to the devil's temptation. Don't let him win those battles in your life. Well, I just had myself a nice little lunch. There was some beanie weenies involved, some sardines, some smoked oysters, and a cold Pepsi Zero. That's how it's supposed to hit right there. Just came up and smacked it. Wow. That's how they're supposed to hit. Fighter. These guys are all identical. I want to get a big one. Another duplicate. Still fun to catch. Another green sunfish. Look at those pretty fins. Isn't that a cool little fish? Neat, neat, neat little fish. Different jig, same results. Different fly. Oh, what a little fighter. It's so fun catching them on these long limber rods. This is an 8-foot 6-inch 4-weight rod from Cabela's. Does a mighty good job. This is a whole lot of fun. The thoughts of fly fishing used to kind of intimidate me because I've never had a whole lot of experience with it. Truth is, you just don't need a whole lot of experience. It's not that hard. Kind of like my cooking. If I can do it, you can do it. Some of you watching this, I'm sure, know that I'm not an expert. But it's amazing how accurate that you can cast a fly rod. You can actually get a fly in places a lot easier than you can get like a traditional brim rig under a bobber. If you've never tried it, I would highly recommend it. It's not expensive to get into. You can go to Orvis and spend ever how many thousands of dollars you want, or you can go to Walmart or Academy or Bass Pro Cabela's and buy a little kit like this and some flies, you know, for around $100, if not less. So if you've thought about getting into fly fishing before and you never have, just because it's a little bit intimidating, that's kind of the way I used to be. And I don't do it that often, and I don't know why, because every time I do, I just absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite ways to catch fish. In fact, I wish I could get good enough to catch bass like this now. You would need a bigger rod, heavier line, and that sort of thing, heavier leaders. That's kind of a different, whole different ball game. It's out of my comfort zone. But catching little sunfish, panfish like this is easy, and it is a whole lot of fun. Y'all try it out sometime. Oh yeah. bit better bluegill. Pretty guy. Fat. Take a break from fishing just a second and show y'all one of my favorite trees. It's called a big leaf magnolia, and you can see why. You know what a magnolia tree is? Well, these grow in the wild and they have big leaves. They have big blooms that look just like a magnolia. Show y'all this. Now how's that for a magnolia? Bloom and all. Wow. Wish y'all could smell that. Look at that. Isn't that neat? One of my favorite trees around these parts of the world. That little guy right there. I'm impressed. Waylay. Oh, that's what they're supposed to do. Folks, I had a fantastic day out here fly fishing. I stayed a little late trying to see if I could get a bass to bite. They just weren't doing it today. But the sunfish were, panfish, brim, whatever you want to call them. Mostly bluegill, caught several green sunfish as well. And they were really hitting the flies and poppers on top. But it was fantastic out here today. Perfect weather. Got a little sunburned. That's all right. I appreciate, as always, you folks being with me. Until next time, I will catch you later. Remember, God loves you. So do I. Bye-bye.